action-packed episode of Big Punch Classic. I'm John.
I'm Chris. I'm waving.
Oh, he's waving.
Rayman, Chris.
He's waving.
I'm waving to you.
How are you?
I'm all right. We
did what we always do. We had a nice conversation before
Yeah,
the
we
podcast
should
started.
really just not say anything and then switch the microphones on. Although that would be a bit awkward.
Yeah, because it's all killer. Like,
oh, yeah.
Everything we say off the air is natural, delightful.
It's excellent stuff, I think.
It just rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, exactly. It's very, very off the cuff, very natural, as you say. So
you know who.
And then we switch the mics on and we just freeze up.
Yeah.
Goodbye, everybody.
It's good to be back.
Yeah. It's been a little while.
It's been a while.
It's been about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Or we try to do them every 2. Although I have seen you in the interim.
Oh. Well, maybe. I'm surprised you wanted to see any more of me because
we spent quite a lot of time together bank holiday weekend.
Yes, indeed. We decided to sit down and watch all of the Lord of the Rings movies.
Good effort. Damn good effort.
Yeah, I drifted off a little bit.
I noticed
during Return of the King.
At the end, you were struggling. I'd had a nap during the afternoon in preparation.
I see. That's wise.
So
I hadn't been feeling very well all weekend. My back was bad. Hence, I was asking.
You were just asking me about my back.
I was just asking how your back was.
My back's a lot better, thank you.
Yeah, my back was relatively bad that weekend.
Oh,
I don't know why. Well, I do know why. I had a car journey, and because I am an adult and incapable of
getting old,
doing even the most basic physical tasks like sitting still for 45 minutes. My back was killing me.
It seizes up.
But it was weird, like when because my back got bad, and it wasn't even like a pain. It makes me groggy. I know that sounds stupid, but I was like, we were watching Lord of the Rings, and I would kind of try to get comfy, and like my shoulders were a bit painful, my back was all sore, and then I kind of just like drift off for half an hour.
Yeah.
And then just wake up again. It's like, okay, I guess I'm back
it's
in the
weird,
room.
Isn't it? Yeah, and then you feel sort of a bit better for a bit, and then you wake up and it's like, oh no, it's back.
And it got warm.
Was it just me?
It was warm.
No, it did. It did. Well, it's fairly. What's the word?
Roomy. Room.
It's a room.
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say it's a fairly closed-in room for 5 people.
Oh, I see.
And then because you opened the door here.
Yeah, indeed.
So, but it was fine. I was fine. I think you were sort of opening and closing the door.
I was having hot flushes.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's the HRT, Pat. That's the HRT.
It's my age. I mean, so what do you think, like, in retrospect?
I am surprised we were sitting down for 10 hours. It didn't feel like 10 hours.
No, it didn't feel like 10 hours.
It felt like much shorter than that.
And we consumed 3 pizzas in that time?
Not each.
No.
There were other people here.
That would be outlandish.
That would be too much.
Hey, I'll tell you, who the real king was.
Go on.
That popcorn.
Oh, it was, wasn't it?
Popcorn
it was good,
delightful,
that popcorn.
Yeah.
That was lovely.
We should get a
It's a
sponsor.
good touch, that.
I think
if there are any popcorn manufacturers listening to this podcast,
give us a call.
Yeah, please do. We'll put a popcorn hashtag on this podcast. You never know.
And when the conversation is popping, you should also reach for.
You should be locking
some
pop and lock.
That's pretty good, actually.
That's good.
Yeah,
pop and lock, and then Ray.
if you could change your name,
I'd be delighted to.
That'd be amazing.
I'd be delighted to.
That's podcast gold.
There you go. Pop and lock.
You see, I've been thinking a lot about this lately. The problem, you see, right? Here's the problem: podcasts need a gimmick.
Yes, that's very true.
I think that's why
us waffling isn't as much of a gimmick as I'd hoped it would be.
No, you see, that's why we're not. We have our audience.
Do we?
Apparently,
an audience.
Yeah, and I'm sure all 4 of them could fit in this room.
Thank you both for listening.
Big fans.
Yeah,
but we're not. And I don't mean this as a slight, but we are not mainstream.
No, that's fair.
We've not made a splash in the bigger podcasting
We've barely
scene.
made a ripple.
Indeed. I feel like if we ever wanted to elevate ourselves,
I would need to change my last name to Pop.
Well, I'm saying Pop and Lock would be a good
Pop and
step
Lock.
forward.
Yeah, okay, I'll get on that.
But you'd need a gimmick.
It's like Chip and Pin.
Yeah,
we were called Chip and Pin.
Or Fish and Cushion.
Fish and Cushion. It's Mitchell and Webb Gold. That.
For some reason, I couldn't stop thinking earlier about. There's an episode of The Simpsons where Bart gets expelled and gets taught from home. For some reason, I was just dying earlier thinking about the fact that Homer keeps driving into the garage, like not once, but
keeps forgetting, keeps forgetting they're in there.
It's one of the things that kind of grab you at a later point.
Yeah,
in life.
you suddenly start thinking. That's The Simpsons. You suddenly something will pop into your head, You just start laughing. I've done it many times, just sitting there laughing. Something's popped into my head and I just burst out laughing.
It's like Snowy.
What's funny? Oh, it's something in The Simpsons.
It's like Snowy posted a picture of his house the other day. He's painted his house sky blue.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
The helicopter crashes into it.
Mm.
The house looks incredible. He's painted it. Oh, it looks mega. I'm going to paint my house.
Did he do it himself?
Yeah.
Just got a ladder?
It's got a ladder. I held it for a while.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Well, to be fair, you are intimately acquainted with that house. You've broken in through a window.
I lived in it briefly.
Lived in it. You've dog sat.
Yeah.
Done it all.
Done it all in that house.
Practically married.
Yeah.
To the house.
No, me and the house, are very close. Very close.
Yeah. This is weird because I have been thinking
painting the house.
Well, not this house, but just the very concept of painting houses. Because when I walk into work, I look around.
Oh, sure.
I take in life.
Take a moment to get familiar with your surroundings.
I see a bin bag blowing in the wind, and I find beauty in it.
It's weather. It's weather, John. Get a grip.
Also, I look at houses. I don't know why. There's one little street I go through in Gloucester, and I won't name it.
Okay.
But in many ways, it's not the classiest of streets in the world.
I understand.
I mean,
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. But at the same time, I'm often struck by how nice some of the houses are on it, and I often think one odd little gem, And there's been a bit of renovation work, and they've taken one of these kind of like slightly tattered houses, and somebody's painted the whole thing.
Looks good.
Cut a tree down in front, and I'm like,
it's got a new lease of life.
That's very good. Lease.
Oh yeah, that was good. That was good. I intended that,
but I found myself thinking that's really nice, and I in my head. I started doing the odd little kind of calculus where you're like, so if I had a brush and I look at the size of a house, and it was one man and a ladder, I was thinking to myself, how long would it take me to paint that house?
A couple of days.
Do you reckon? Was that long? Well, you've got empirical evidence.
Well, Snowy took a couple of days, I think. Something like that. It looks very good, though.
Yeah.
It's a very good job he's done.
One coat? 2 coats?
One, I think.
Some as big as your
outdoor
head.
paint.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's the only blue house on the street now.
It looks, yeah.
So that's useful.
What colour would you go?
Green.
Really?
I've discussed this, like a pastel green.
A light green.
A light green, like a meadow.
Would you, maybe not at the same time, but as a later investment, would you fork out on a new door? Would you get like a coloured door?
Oh, yeah, sure, why not?
I think that's quite...
Get a green door.
Yeah.
Dark green door.
Ooh,
light green house.
Get some silver fixtures on that. Get a little doorknob.
You got to. It's all about speculating to accumulate.
I find myself, like, because Lucy and I are getting to a point where we're thinking about getting a place of our own.
Yes.
Like, we have a meeting with a mortgage advisor.
Oh, my.
Like adult stuff.
Good Lord. It's very boring.
I can only imagine.
It's very boring.
Did you have a meeting? Did you go straight
I
to
had several meetings with a mortgage advisor.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, in a town, but in a little village in between here and Gloucester. Long Levens.
Mm-hmm.
It's very boring. To be honest, I can't remember anything of what he said.
I have a general impression, because this one we're seeing comes recommended by Nick and Ali, who have just secured a place of their own.
Yes, indeed, yes.
And
congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations all round.
And it's good to have land.
Yes, it is.
It's very good to have
land.
I
know.
Victory sip.
Set fire to whatever you want.
And
within reason.
I found myself thinking... Well, no, sorry. No, they led me to believe that it's kind of like you sit down and they go, okay, so how much do you earn? What are your assets? Like, how much money do you have in reserve? What are you looking for? And I imagine it's going to take at least an hour. If not two.
Yeah, it'll take...
If not longer.
But once you have a offer on a house, then you'll have to meet with them again, I would have thought.
Yeah.
It's all very, very boring.
But that's the thing, though. I mean, like, I wouldn't know how to buy a house. I wouldn't know how to build a house or anything like that.
That's why they have mortgage advisors.
That's my point. Like, these people know their business. Like, it's almost like a necessary evil. Like, I'm more than happy to just say, please save me from these scary adult decisions.
Save me from myself.
Tell me how to do this. And
I would make a bad deal, I think. I'm the guy who, when the house was on the market for 155, I think it was, they said, right, make your highest offer you're willing to go to. I went, 154? And they went, yeah, all right. So I'm not sure that was the best negotiating tactic.
Yeah.
I just went a grand under. I thought, yeah, all right then.
But they could be going like, he's clearly some kind of genius.
Yeah.
Like,
he's gone a grand under. What do we do now? Just accept it.
It's a cutthroat business.
Yeah. Well, I know for a fact there are other people bidding on the house I now live in when I was bidding on it.
Oh.
So I had to do something. Otherwise, I wouldn't have got it.
Yeah. I guess even if the the situation was reversed and you were selling and you had like no one interested, you still want people to think there was interest.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
But I actually saw people going to view it. That was the difference. To be fair, when I sell my house, I'll have to get rid of all the Star Wars stuff or hide it for a bit. That all looks very bare, doesn't it? Neutral. Yes, there's a reason for that.
Yellow, I hear.
Yellow?
Yeah, like if you want to sell your house.
Oh, you paint it yellow?
Well, maybe not all of it.
Oh.
But like,
some of it.
Strip, obviously take your personality out of the house.
Oh.
You have to like, just nice neutral,
Nice beige.
I think, unless I'm mistaken, it's like, paint one wall yellow, make like an accent wall or something.
Well, we're getting our bedroom done.
Oh.
Soon. Very soon. And we've got one feature wall, which is going to be a dark teal. If you can imagine such a colour.
Teal is like that kind of bluey green.
It's like turquoise.
A bit like turquoise, yeah.
It'd be fine.
Nice. A dark teal.
Dark teal. It's very important that it's dark teal.
Does that make it teal anymore?
Oh, I don't know. It's called like midnight dust or something like that. I don't know. They're all called something weird, aren't they?
Midnight silk.
Midnight terror. Something like that.
But night terror.
Yeah, night terror.
It's both red and green and sparkly.
Nobody knows what's going on with it.
It's horrible.
It looks stripy, but it definitely isn't.
When you saw those people going into what would become your house, did you feel like, that's my house? Get
sort
out.
of, actually, yeah. I nearly hit him. No, I didn't. Sort of, a bit. I did. This is the first house I saw that I properly liked. And I looked at 20 houses. Wow. I'm not exaggerating, I looked at 20 houses.
I think you have to. I mean, you just have to keep at it. I mean, it's weird. I never thought I'd be in a situation like this where I'd actually be considering it.
Oh, it's fun. I like it.
Yeah,
I prefer it.
No, I very much
knowing that it's my house.
Yeah. No, I feel like the time is right. Like I'd absolutely love it. And also, I mean, I kind of was always of a mindset growing up that like naively as a child, this idea that like if you want something, you save up and get it.
Happen.
I know, and that was like a child's view of the world, and it's kind of like a revelation to think that, like, look, John, hey John, it's God.
It'll take you decades.
You will never be able to own Dubai just to walk out with like a suitcase full of cash.
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
And buy a house.
Do you accept cash? Ching 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 ching. I'd love to be in that
At
position.
one point in my life, I'd love to be able to say
just
that.
Walk into a place and say, "Do you accept cash?" and open a briefcase.
When I worked in Calgary at a Starbucks, we used to get our tips as a great big sack of just coin.
A sack of tips.
And I remember going straight from Starbucks after I finished my shift with a sack of coin to a bookshop, and I wanted to buy a graphic novel.
Yeah.
And I said, "Do you accept coin?" And I literally just had like a sack, and he's like, "We do not, sir." Legal tender, but he would not accept like
a sack of coins.
He would not accept $20 in like 20-cent pieces.
That's outrageous.
For some reason.
That is outrageous.
Probably because he couldn't physically fit it in his till.
Well, Canadian money was a bit like Monopoly money.
A tiny bit, yeah.
It was very light, I recall.
It was quite, mind you, we're going that way now.
Yeah,
because we've got like the new £5.
New £5, new pound coins.
Yes.
Which, if you have an old pound coin as of next month, October.
Yeah.
We're at the end of August. Then they won't accept it.
Only banks will.
Yeah, you got to take it to the bank.
You can still go to the bank.
Wildly inconvenient.
What do you suppose they'll do with all the old pound coins?
Melt them down and sell them for drugs money or something.
Do you reckon they can?
No. They're probably made of old lead and horrible things.
I think
probably
it's like... Lead. There's no like gold in them.
No.
It's like brass.
Yeah, probably. They smell like brass.
They have like a core. Like it's not. I think like if you could saw,
they're coated in something.
Yeah, if you could saw through a pound coin.
Oh, we should do that. We should keep one and saw through it.
We should do. Yeah, find a tool.
Let's do it.
Something rather cool. We went to a few years ago. We went to the Science Festival up at Cheltenham.
One of Cheltenham's many festivals.
Tough on festivals, tough on the causes of festivals. And there's like a science team, a chemistry team from some uni there. And of course, Lucy is a chemist by training, so we went over, and they electroplated a penny
Oh,
for us, which is kind of amazing.
what is that?
So they take like you give them a copper penny. So we just gave them like a
Standard penny.
1 pence piece, and I'm going to get this slightly wrong now, but they dipped it in a solution
Oh, yes.
which contained a metal. I can't remember which metal it was. It was a
But
silvery.
it was a liquid.
Yeah, a silvery
Right.
metal
Got it.
to the point where they dipped it and it went completely silver.
Mm.
So, but it looked wet, didn't look
Right,
gold.
right.
But then you put the silver copper coin
Yes.
on a hot plate.
Oh.
So you heat it, and it undergoes. And I'm gonna get. I don't understand the science perfectly, but it undergoes an incredible change where
Yeah.
um
Turns into a £50 note.
no, it goes gold.
Oh, that's good.
Where basically
That's even better.
you heat it to a point where it becomes just kind of like unstable enough, where the silver outer coating gets sucked
Uh-huh.
into the copper coin,
Right.
but just kind of on the surface layer.
Yeah.
And it undergoes like a kind of amalgamation with the copper in the
Right.
coin. So the coin goes utterly gold, and then they give it back to you,
Cool.
and you just have a gold.
Gold penny.
Yeah,
Lucky penny.
It's
Put it
kinda
in a
cool.
frame.
it's kind of cool. I've another tangent. I've been listening to another podcast. You harlot.
You listen to other podcasts?
Another podcast, a mainstream one, like one with millions of followers.
Yes.
And
Probably a few more than us.
Yeah, and I won't
about
go. I
maybe
won't go
12?
into details about it, but it is brilliant. But one of the things that came up in it, it was like a kind of journalistic documentary kind of thing, was a process of something called fire gilding,
Oh, yes.
which is
That sounds impressive.
it does sound, yeah, it probably sounds impressive, which is a very beautiful but dangerous technique used to be used in like jewelry,
right, okay.
furniture, and what we do is you take mercury. So you
Get it in a thermometer.
yes, or you just buy it
Or buy it, yeah.
from a scientific supplier. So you get a bucket of mercury, and
1 bucket of mercury,
so,
please.
right,
I didn't know that was the unit of measurement for mercury.
Yeah, it's an SI unit. Yeah, it's like 1 bucket. 2
1
buckets.
bucket, 2 bucket. 3
So
buckets
you-
full.
You take some mercury, and then you also take some gold bars.
Oh,
So you need gold and mercury.
right. That's 2 things I don't have.
That's
I'm-
already.
Yeah, that's priced me out of this.
I'm just saying that's already a thing. So you throw.
You don't mean the chocolate bar, gold bar?
no?
Oh, that's a shame.
Uh,
Then I definitely can't afford this.
whisper gold.
Whisper gold.
You
They are delicious. I whisper gold.
you heat up the mercury, and then you drop the gold into it.
Oh, lovely.
So the gold melts in the mercury
I would be upset at seeing my gold bars melt.
because the gold
To
is
sell my house for those gold bars.
quite soft. Gold
Sure
melts
is.
at a
That's why
relatively-
athletes bite their medals.
Indeed,
There you go.
to ruin them.
To ruin them, yeah, to put their teeth mark on them.
It's very odd.
Yeah.
And when it's melted, you then take a brush, like a paintbrush, and you dip it in the mercury.
You paint your house gold.
Yes. Okay. For the purposes,
I don't own the house anymore. I sold it for the gold bars.
Well, for the purposes of this example, let's say you wanted to paint the outside of your house gold.
This is
See-
it's dangerous talk telling me things like this, John.
Okay, I'm just saying. So
I'm
you,
gonna have a gold house by
so
the end of
after
the
you've
week.
melted the gold, I'm just going to keep talking into the mercury. You paint your house with it.
Sure.
Then you get a blowtorch and you blast the mercury gold solution you've just
Yes.
painted, and the mercury evaporates.
Right.
Because mercury melts at a lower temperature than gold, and it leaves the gold.
Lovely.
And what you're left with is a gold
A
house.
gold house.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna do that.
The only,
Save up for some gold bars.
the only downside is that you've heard the expression "mad as a hatter."
Yes, I have.
Do you know where that expression comes
I
from?
always assumed it came from Alice in Wonderland.
Well, it was a real expression, and the reason there is a mad hatter is because milliners, who obviously used to make hats, it's
Yes.
a noble art of hat making,
A hatter. If you will.
used mercury. I don't know why entirely, but they used it in the process of making old school hats.
Right.
And mercury poisoning
Oh no.
kind of makes you go crazy.
Of course. I would expect so.
Yeah, breathing the fumes of mercury can lead
Go do
to
lally.
can lead to a number of respiratory problems, as you might expect. It can also make your brain swell
Sure.
and can lead to lack of sleep insomnia, paranoia, anxiety,
Oh, God.
suicidal thoughts.
What a treat.
Eccentric behaviour.
Don't break your thermometers,
Yeah.
is the lesson.
So that's why you say mad as a hatter. Because people are...
There you go.
So that's kind of why fire gilding is not
It's
really
a dying
done
art.
as much now.
That's fine. No, I accept that. Oh, well, there you go. That's another interesting fact
We're always learning.
from talking about absolutely nothing. Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
That's where we started.
How
We watched them all.
How did it age?
All right.
Yeah.
There were some bits where you think, oh, yeah, that's not as good. The horses, for example, were very well done.
Just in general.
Well, yeah. Some of them were obviously real horses, but you see, like, them getting taken out by various things throughout it, and obviously they were CGI horses.
Yes.
Or one would hope so. And you couldn't really tell the difference until they got mullered, these digital horses. Things like that were very good. Some of it was a bit ropey, but you'd expect that. They're reasonably not old films, but
Yeah.
they're not recent films anymore, are
16,
they? That is mental.
16 years old.
That is mental.
Yeah, the last one, I think.
Well, they
Give
came
or
out
take.
back to back at Christmas, didn't they?
Were they a year
Was it
apart?
01, 02, 03?
Was it not earlier? Was it 99,
No,
2000,
I don't think it was quite that
2001?
early.
Yeah, I suppose
It
so.
was a bit later.
Yeah, I guess it might have been. Okay, so maybe not quite as old. As I
But still,
thought.
about, at least 12, 13, 14 years old.
But excluding like the graphics, how...
Oh, I enjoyed them, yeah.
Yeah, you
They're
think
very good
like, the old
films.
storytelling still kind of
Yeah.
held up?
I think so.
There's a certain...
I enjoyed them.
There is a certain mythic quality to it all, isn't
Yeah.
it? Like, I think we talked about this at the time, or I talked about it. But like, it's weird how they're not silly.
Yeah, it should be silly, yeah.
It should
you're
be
right,
super
actually.
silly.
You're right, but it's not.
It's somehow kind of serious.
You actually care about it. That's it. You get upset when things go heroic.
One thing I found odd is at the time they were seen as pretty epic and long. I mean, it took us 10 hours.
And we literally didn't have a break.
Yeah,
That was the deal. No pauses.
yeah. You can't
If you need the toilet,
just go
where you stand.
Yeah,
Go where you stand or miss part of the movie.
yeah.
So I went where I stood.
Get out your system.
You
yeah,
got it. Oh, you got it.
Yeah, we noticed.
We each had a bucket of mercury.
as much gold as we could chew. Living the dream.
Yeah.
But what's weird is that in nowadays, of course, in an era where we have, say, Game of Thrones, and I don't watch Game of Thrones.
No, I don't. I've
Kind
missed the
of
boat on that one.
Full disclosure. But I wonder whether does Lord of the Rings seem somehow quaint now?
There's nothing wrong with quaint.
No.
As if there's nothing wrong with it. I Game of Thrones. I know about all the violence, obviously, associated with Game of Thrones and all the incest and penises and various things.
Mm-hmm.
You don't necessarily need all that.
No, and
And Lord of the Rings maybe is proof of that.
yeah,
Perhaps.
I say that not as a leading comment.
No, of course.
I
no.
just wonder whether, as we mentioned, like that 10 hours kind of
It certainly
flew
did not
by.
feel like 10 hours.
So, but it's like, I mean, there's been 7 seasons of Game of Thrones, and each
just
episode's
about,
like an
yeah.
hour. I mean,
The last one was an hour and a half.
yeah,
Episode, yeah.
I even saw a little bit of it.
Yeah. I've seen clips of it,
Yeah,
but
well, Nick and Ali have been watching it. So.
yes, and I've completely missed it because I know too much about what happens
Yeah,
in Game of Thrones, so nothing would really surprise me
you almost
as
want to,
much as it would if you say you're watching it for the first time.
you almost want to wait 5 years till it's all over, and then just go back
once
and,
the euphoria's worn off.
yeah, and then just kind of have like a retrospective.
Yeah, that's good for probably lots of TV shows. Lost, for example, which I didn't watch either.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Lost died a death in the end, didn't it?
Some people
If you
loved
pardon
it.
the pun. They all died.
Yeah, well, I mean, okay, full spoilers. I mean,
Oh yeah, if you've not watched Lost yet, sorry about that.
but it's like that was a cop
But
out.
come on, it's been out years.
But that was a massive cop out because right back at the start, because I watched like the first season of Lost and half of a second,
Yeah.
and then I saw the last episode. So a bit of a gap in between.
Big gap.
But at the end, because one of the early theories that everyone talked about was, oh, what if they're all dead
Right.
and the island
This is the afterlife.
is like the afterlife, or it's limbo or something?
Yeah.
And
So people figured it out straight away, in other words.
Well, but this is why that's not the case because then in the last episode, they are in the afterlife.
Mm.
Sorry, spoilers. And everyone was like, oh, like
Clever.
Lost was all about them being in the afterlife.
But it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. Because, so like, people watch the first season and they go, ooh, what if it's the afterlife?
Mm.
And the answer is, objectively, no, it
No,
isn't.
They were on this island.
Like, literally, they are physically on an island.
Yeah.
Season 2, on an island. Season 3, 4, 5, however many there were,
Yeah.
on an island. Like, everybody's just on that flipping island.
Yeah.
And then they get off the island. And then they go back to the island.
Why do they go, what?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, some of them get off the island.
And then they go back?
They go back.
What? Okay.
Then there's like a whole bit where they're like living normal lives.
They want to stay on the island.
And they're like, we have to go back. It's all gone wrong. I don't know. And then
That's
there's like
odd.
then there's like time travel and stuff. And then in the last season, because there was time travel, it was kind of bouncing.
Even the
back.
guy in Castaway didn't want to go back. He loved it on that island by the end.
He had a friend,
He had his mate,
Wilson.
drifted out to sea.
Well, that's sad.
Well, that is heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's not an easy movie to watch.
No,
actually. I
it's
think I
not.
saw it on a plane. You know,
Did
what-
you?
you
How
don't
ironic.
Don't want to watch it.
Right.
But yeah, but then in the last season,
Mm,
this is kind of Lost in a nutshell.
yeah.
There were two, because they used to do this thing where they do like time jumps.
Right.
So like, here's an episode about this guy,
Okay.
and he collects coconuts because he lives on an island.
Oh.
But now we're going to intersperse it
Oh,
with a
God.
flashback to his earlier life.
Oh.
And in an ironic way, you'll see that like
Everything knits together.
he collected
Or doesn't.
coconuts in his real life or something like that.
Right,
It's a
okay.
metaphor.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
It,
yeah,
it
yeah.
means something.
Got it.
But then in the
Sort
last
of.
season, they used to do. In the last season, they started doing these sideways jumps.
God.
So it would cut from the main action,
Mm.
where they're on an island, to an alternate world
Right.
where they never went to the island.
Okay.
So everyone's just living like
The
normal
life,
lives,
yeah.
and then none of them have ever met
Right.
because they have no reason to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But then it's like, so like, cut to a beach on an island, on
Mm.
the island, two characters, Bob and Dave, who have known each other for like 7 seasons.
Yeah.
And they'll go like, "Hey Bob, hey Dave, you're a good friend.
No.
Like, you
Nice.
know, the best thing to come out of my time on the island is that I got to know you. Cheers,
Yeah.
man. Means a lot." And then
Sideways.
cuts to a sideways universe. Bob's walking down a street, bumps into a guy. "Hey, what are you doing?" And Dave's like, "What? Clumsy. What are you doing, man?" It's like, "Do I know you?"
Good acting, this.
And he's like, "No."
They move along.
Okay then.
And they keep
And
it.
then they walk away. So it's like
Okay.
always meaningful things.
Right.
But then slowly in the parallel universe, everybody starts kind of coming together.
Do they?
Where they're like, "I feel I know you. Why do I know you?" And then it all culminates, and everybody goes to a church.
Mm.
This is literally how it ends. And they all go, "Oh, we're in heaven." And
Oh.
and the twist is that the parallel universe
Is heaven.
is heaven,
Okay.
which only came in the last season. So what happens is, bear with me, they have a big adventure on the island, which lasts 7 seasons.
Mm.
At the end of the series, they all leave the island. They all escape.
Mm.
Okay, with me so far?
Sort of.
They go, "Whew, that was a crazy adventure on the island. I guess we can go back to living our normal lives."
Oh.
They do. All the characters live normal lives. Some of
Yeah.
them live for another 50 years.
Okay.
And then they go, "I'm a really old man, but I still remember my time on the island." And then they go, "Oh, I guess I'm dying now." And they die.
Mm.
They
They
wake
appear
up-
in heaven as they used to be on the
But
island.
But they wake up in heaven, where they then experience their lives again in heaven, but they never went to the island. So basically, what they're all experiencing in that parallel universe is apparently heaven, while they sort, or it's limbo, while they sort some stuff out in their heads. Then they all come together, and basically everyone goes, so they all appear as they did when they were on the island, and they all meet in that church in heaven, and they go, "Oh man, I remember everything." And they go like, "I lived to be 90. Oh, I lived to be 34. And they go, "Hey, I guess our time on the island was the best time of our lives." And they go, "Yeah, I guess it was." And then it ends.
I would be very upset with that ending if I had invested 7 years of my life.
But
in it.
but literally, like that's it. The whole heaven thing had nothing to do.
That's very odd.
It is odd.
What about the people who died on the island?
That's a very good question. I don't know
Anyway, I don't.
because plenty of people died on the island.
Yes.
Yeah,
Merry from Lord of the Rings died on the island.
he did.
There you go.
The
Doing something.
but that was a thing, and like because I think like because but then of course like the heaven stuff was happening simultaneously with the climactic events of the season.
So technically, that was a flash forward.
It was a flash forward,
yeah,
super forward to heaven,
to heaven. Yes.
and like
Paranormal forward.
they're all escaping the island at the end, and then two characters are like, "No, we have to stay. Go without us." And then that's it. And then, of course, in heaven, those
turn up.
those two are in the church, and they're like, "Hey, man, I guess the two of us had a pretty good life on the island after everyone left." And we go, "Yeah, I guess we did." And they go, "Hey," and everyone's leaving the church. Looks like we have to go on to paradise. I'm gonna
that'd
go.
be nice.
You come in, and this guy goes, "No, I'm gonna stay here a little bit. I need to sort some stuff out."
No,
And that was it.
they stayed on the island though.
They did, but then they lived another 50 years on the island.
On the island, how would you survive that long on an island?
Coconuts.
It's a long shot.
It didn't make a lot of sense.
I get sick of coconuts after 50 years. What's for dinner?
You'd have terrible
Coconuts.
You'd have terrible rungs.
You would.
They go right through you.
Yeah. By the end.
The problem is that they had no plan.
Yeah.
So if
I thought the showrunners.
yeah,
you mean,
so if,
right.
if it sounds like they were making up as they were going along,
They were.
it's because they were absolutely making it up as they were going along.
Yeah, because that was what everyone was like, oh my god, it's so brilliant, this show, at the start, with the polar bear
Yeah.
and all that. And then it was like, by the end, everyone had sort of given up on it.
So it came to nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
Robin, my brother,
Yes.
loved it.
Did
Like
he?
he
The whole
genuinely
shebang.
loved the whole thing.
That's fine, and other people will.
No, and that's the thing. I think everyone will tell you that in amongst it all, very good writing, very good character development, just good acting.
Yeah.
Like, great.
But the arc.
But don't look
Wasn't.
for any consistency
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, okay. I won't bother then.
Wasn't that old JJ? Your boy.
I was going to say he was associated with that.
Your boy JJ.
My boy J.J. Abrams.
He was a hot
Hot
property.
property.
wasn't
George
he?
Lucas mini. Light. But can direct films.
I saw a picture of George Lucas, a young George Lucas.
Good looking chap, George
no
Lucas.
beard.
Oh, how did he look?
Weird.
Yeah. He was a cool looking dude.
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time.
Are you
Doesn't look completely unlike you. In that he had dark hair and a beard.
Well, that's disconcerting. Are you thinking of? That's for me. Are you thinking of young George Lucas with?
With a beard.
With a beard
I'm
and-
talking when he was filming Star Wars.
Yeah.
And American Graffiti.
Have you seen American Graffiti?
No.
No,
I've seen like clips from it whilst watching Star Wars documentaries.
because everybody talks about American.
Yeah, but I've
Graffiti.
never. Maybe I should watch it.
Maybe you should.
Maybe I will.
Isn't Harrison Ford in it?
Yes, he is.
And Ron Howard.
Is Ron Howard in it?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting. Ron Howard directed Willow,
Yeah.
which is a Lucasfilm.
That's where the
production.
connection is.
Yeah,
Apparently, he got in with.
I've
the-
watched Willow because
What's
his name?
Your boy.
Warwick Davis.
Warwick Davis is in it. Yeah.
He's Willow. Man Mardigan.
Yes, and I haven't seen Willow, but I've heard it said that
Man Mardigan.
Mardigan is like Han Solo with a sword.
A little bit, yeah.
Tiny bit.
I watched it at university.
Yeah.
I don't remember an awful lot of the plot, but I remember the aesthetics, the vistas. Yeah, it was alright.
It was alright. Yeah.
It was fine.
I don't. Whatever you want from
Yeah.
it.
What do you want from me? A review? I'm not going to give you a review.
Are you not in full on Lord of the Rings mode at the moment? Not Lord of the Rings, Star Wars mode. What's wrong with me?
I'm slightly in Star Wars mode for a change.
You were explaining that today is.
Well, tomorrow.
Tomorrow is.
When the clock strikes 12 tonight, it is Force Friday 2.
Wow.
And that means all the new merch is coming out. So
Ooh.
exciting.
When did that become a thing?
2 years ago for The Force Awakens.
Right.
This is the second one.
But it's not even like May the 4th or anything.
No, it's just an arbitrary date. They've said, oh yeah, we're going to bring out all the merch on this date. It's Force Friday.
Right. So what is it? All themed around the new movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all stuff for The Last Jedi.
So will that not involve massive spoilers for the
Yeah,
film?
well, yes,
Yes.
I'd have thought.
Okay.
Hopefully not too large.
How many trailers are out?
One and a sizzle reel
Right. What's a sizzle reel?
behind the scenes.
Oh.
The stuff where they show the cameras and they talk to the director and what have you. And you get little bits from the film, but not too much.
Not that I'm not fascinated by this. I am.
But let's change the subject.
No. Let's put a pin in it.
Okay.
Would you like another beer?
Oh, I'd love another beer.
I'll go get.
We're
a beer.
drinking beer.
Okay, well, second hipster beer in hand.
We got
Do
another-
explain more.
Wow, that's pretty much it.
Okay,
Force Friday.
I see.
Another Star Wars related thing that is sort of related to that is I won a competition recently, which was a Star Wars model from a US company,
I see.
and they've gone very quiet on me.
Oh.
I know.
Oh, wait. Was this a Twitter competition?
It was. Did you see it?
You may have told me about it.
I was harassing them on Twitter.
Just fill me in.
Well, they've been promoting this Stormtrooper model
Okay.
as a prize. It's worth about $200.
Who are they? Can we name and shame?
Yeah, they're called Dude Shopping.
Right, okay.
We're a reputable
Yeah,
brand.
yeah. I think...
And the guy's been messaging me over the last week or so going, oh yeah, we picked it at random and no one's come back to us, so you've won. I was like, oh cool, nice one.
Thank you.
And he was like, yeah, thanks very much. And then it was like, I'm just going to figure out the best way to get it to you.
Post.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, probably the post, but the cheapest way, let's say.
Okay, yeah.
And the last time I heard from him was Monday, and he said, give me a couple of days.
Right.
It's 3 days.
Mm.
He might still come back to me.
I think...
He's gone a bit quiet, though.
If he says, like, give me a couple of days,
Hmm.
I think, like, 3, you can probably...
That's fine.
Stretched
I
it.
gave him a nudge today anyway.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair.
I hope I get it, though, because it looks like a cool thing.
So how did you win it? What was the...
You just had to retweet their tweet.
Oh.
And I throughout the competition, which lasted about 6 weeks, was tweeting them pretty much on a daily basis, going, "Have I won it yet? Have I won it? Have I won it yet?"
Are they a big company?
Not really. It's one of these internet competitions, you know, where you see it's like, win this, win a
Yeah.
Kindle or whatever it may be. It's one of those sort of things.
Wow. Okay.
So I just thought, oh, this will be worth winning. It's one of those things that I don't mind putting a bit of time into, because it'd be worth winning. So yeah, I think I've won it. That'd be cool.
I hope you've won it.
Yeah, so do I. I think I deserve it.
I would be happy
For all
you.
the pestering I've been doing. So hopefully that will turn up in the post in the not too distant future.
How big is
Well, you've been to my house and you've seen the various models I have.
I have.
Yeah, I'm doing it with my fingers now, which is pointless. It's about
I looked about a foot.
it's maybe I don't know, 11, 12 inches, something like that.
Okay. Is he full? Was he full color or like
Full screen accurate, proper good one, like better than the
Oh.
ones I have now. So yeah,
My.
winner if it comes through.
Well, I
In addition to
hope it-
Force Friday, which I'll be doing
Are
tomorrow.
they UK based? Are they?
No, they're US based, which is
Ah.
where probably the problem lies.
Yeah. Maybe you can meet him halfway.
Well, I said that to them,
Mm.
so that's the next trick. But yeah, that'll be nice if I win
would
that.
be
I've
nice,
also been planning your stag.
Oh my.
Yes, which I'm not going to tell you much about.
Which is in well, what a great conversation
Yes,
starter.
I can tell you it's in November
Where in November?
18th, the weekend of the 17th and 18th.
No, I
of
mean
November.
like where are we doing it?
Oh, in the UK,
Okay.
somewhere in the UK.
I've got it. Perfect.
Done. I think you'll enjoy it.
Mm. I was not like I said, as long as it's not paintball.
It's not paintball.
Good.
I hate paintballing. Hate it with a furious passion.
It's painful.
Yeah. So if I ever get invited paintballing again, I think I might just go. No.
No,
No, thank you.
I appreciate the invite.
I'll
but,
come for the night out, but no, thank you to paintballing.
Just to not that is fascinating, but clearly we can't delve.
We can't talk too much about it.
Deeply into
We
that.
can't
although
talk too much about it.
I'm very excited. Are you familiar? Just to touch
Go on.
on Star Wars again briefly. Are you familiar with the concept of a hero prop?
I've heard it, but I don't entirely know what it is.
Well,
Please divulge
I
me.
thought you might find this interesting. Do you know Mythbusters?
I do.
Well, Adam Savage, who used to be one of the presenters on that,
Yeah.
is a former prop maker.
Yes.
Like he worked on the Phantom Menace back in the day and the Matrix,
Very good.
like a load of stuff.
Cool
So
film.
now he has like a post Mythbusters life
Right.
where he has quite a large YouTube channel called
Yeah.
Tested,
Right.
and they test stuff. So
Yes.
they look at like weird equipment and gadgets and stuff, but they also have a real sideline in just making things.
Right.
It's really cool,
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
because he's like a really skilled. So one thing he does is he'll often set himself a one-day build challenge, which they make into a video.
Oh, proper, yeah.
So he made like a Chewbacca bandolier.
Oh, the utility
Yes.
aspect of Chewbacca.
Yeah, so he's like, I want to make a kind of... So apparently, and I didn't realise this, and he's massively into it because he's a massive nerd, there's a big community of people who try to make and collect accurate replicas of things from movies.
Oh, of course.
To the point where it's not that they're trying to make... For example, it's not that they're trying to make a working lightsaber, because that's impossible.
For now.
Yeah, for now. It's not that they're just going to buy a lightsaber toy. They collect the notes, and there are websites
Yeah.
just for these communities. They'll collect the design notes from the original prop makers. So then they will try to recreate the prop
That's awesome.
using entirely the equipment
Yeah, the right stuff. Yeah.
which they would have had available to them.
That's cool.
So like there'll be a whole community saying like, well, that weird little dial on Luke's lightsaber,
yeah.
where did that
What's
come
that
from?
made of?
And
Yeah.
someone will go, that's from like a Boeing
Yeah.
747 or something. And they'll try and...
They'll get it, yeah.
So what was interesting is that he tried to make the Han Solo blaster, which was...
I'm going to have to look this up.
This is quite
not seen
interesting. Because we said the problem is...
I bet that's made out of all sorts, the blaster.
Well, this is the really weird thing, because he said the problem is the community have to decide on what is the official gun.
yeah.
And the or any prop. And he said the problem is, and he said like these are like printed out stills from
Right.
the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
And this is like the promo shot. And he was saying like that he reckoned about 3 different versions of Han Solo's gun turned up in A New Hope.
Oh, right.
So he's saying like, here's a promo shot of Han Solo posing with the gun.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, that's a different gun.
That's one gun.
To the one he uses in this scene.
Yeah.
But then there's one he uses in this scene.
Of course there is.
So
I bet it's really subtle differences.
yeah,
as well.
yeah, no, entirely. So then like the fans have big debates on which one they reckon is the official one.
Yeah.
So they often talk about a hero prop
Right.
is the one that gets used in the promo shots. So when they're selling the hero,
Yeah.
I'm Han Solo, I look badass, and I have a gun.
Would they say that's the proper one, though?
Many people would.
I wouldn't.
Really?
I would say the one that's used in the movie. Because a lot of what I buy, and it's not the same scale, obviously.
Yeah.
But a lot of what I buy is I'm like, well, I don't want that because it wasn't in the flaming movie.
Yeah, you want something
I want
that
something that
looks
was
like
in the movie. I like the movie.
What was really interesting, because he made the Han Solo blaster, was that he was able to track down through the community the actual gun. I think it was a German gun, like an old World War II gun,
Yeah.
that they got the handle.
Oh, really?
Because he was saying, like, if you look at it, it's actually, it was actually
You can see it like that.
crazily simple. It was like, okay, so we take...
We're just getting these things together.
Yeah, so we take this German gun and we cut this bit off and cut this bit off, and now you've got the handle, and then you need like, oh, that's a blowtorch head.
Yeah.
So we need like that on. And then
That's
he,
cool, isn't
he
it?
makes
Stuff
it.
like that. I love stuff like that. I'm going to watch that.
I'm
probably going to watch it when I get home
No,
tonight.
you should do. Yeah, look at that. It's
Tested.
Tested.
All right, cool.
It's very impressive. And then like he did a whole video about or rather he had made a lightsaber.
Oh, right.
Like obviously not. He didn't have
just
the prop replica of like
the
Luke's,
hilt.
Yeah, of the hilt to Luke's lightsaber. And then they had another guy who specializes in like latex and rubber special effects.
Yeah.
And he did a whole tutorial on how to make a mold so that he could make so then Adam let him borrow his lightsaber so he could make he was saying, do not damage that, I will kill you, so, to make a cast out of it.
Right.
So then he cast one out of rubber and then painted it so it looked identical to the
But it
metal
was made
one.
of rubber.
So he was showing, this is how we make, and then he's saying like, here is a sword, and now I've made.
Well, they do use rubber ones in the films.
Yeah.
Lightsabers, because obviously some of it, if you banged your hand on a big metal chunk, which is effectively what it is,
Yeah.
it would bloody well hurt. I
Yeah,
would
no,
imagine.
you could do stuff and injure.
Yeah, so they do use rubber ones in the films.
Well, it's even like you were talking while we were watching Lord of the Rings
I
about
was giving you some trivia.
the amount of
Oh, no.
times that Viggo Mortensen
Yeah, he's badass. Viggo Mortensen.
kicks.
Well, there's I'll give you two.
Here we go.
I'll give you two. In Fellowship of the Ring, the Uruk-hai
Frozen.
chucks like a knife at Aragorn, and he bats it away with his sword. That was a real knife, and it wasn't supposed to happen. And he just batted this knife away with his actual sword, and it was so good they put it in the movie.
It's kind of terrifying.
Which is terrifying. And the second one is Two Towers. When he thinks Merry and Pippin have died, he kicks a helmet, and he screams massive, like huge, big scream. It's because he broke his foot kicking that helmet, but he stayed in character.
It just carried on.
And he went to hospital for like the morning, and then came back.
Jeez.
Carried on. He was just hardcore. Like that, because I bought the extended edition of Return of the King.
Yeah.
There's like a 2-hour documentary on there. It's very interesting.
I'd like to see that, actually.
I'll bring it around. I'll bring it around.
I heard stories about like Jackie Chan when he started making movies in like the 70s in like the Hong Kong film industry. It was practically like the Wild West.
Yeah.
Like there were no laws or anything.
No health and safety.
Yeah, because like he was directing and acting.
Yeah.
And doing all his own stunts. And he was telling stories about like how like they were doing.
He broke so many bones and that, didn't he?
They were doing a fight on a boat where like he had to like jump like 2 stories and he broke his foot.
Yeah.
And he kept filming. And then it's like, okay, get him to hospital. They rush him to hospital. And then he comes back that afternoon and carries on filming.
Mental, isn't it? Mental. How hardcore some people are. If I broke my foot, I would like, and I work in an office, I'd take like a month off. No, I can't. I can't do it.
But yeah, your hands still work. Yeah, but you know, but
yeah,
pain.
Psychologically, do they?
Yeah,
you know.
Who can say?
I can't. I can't guarantee that I won't break my hand in the office. And having broken my foot, I really don't want to break my hand. So you know,
we already compromised.
Exactly.
We only have 4 limbs.
I don't. Yeah, I don't want my left ankle and right hand to be broken because then I'll be all imbalanced. So you know, I can't take that risk. Certainly not.
The Weta Workshops. Which is Peter Jackson's special effects company.
Good. Oh, I didn't know that. There you go.
Based in New Zealand.
Of course.
Lucy and I are hopefully going to visit them.
Oh, yes, we were talking about this.
When we go on our honeymoon. And
wonderful.
But Adam...
Can I come?
No, just be awkward.
Oh, okay.
What with all the hobbits?
I get taken away, probably.
But no, Weta Workshops have had a lot of work lately because they've been doing... practical special effects for a lot of movies recently, but they clearly have. Well, they don't do all their stuff in New Zealand because Adam Savage went to Cornwall to hang out with the master blacksmith and weapons master of Weta Workshops.
Oh, really?
And he spent like a whole.
I need to get involved with things like
this. That's cool, isn't it? Yeah.
That is cool.
He spent like a few days learning how to make swords.
Yeah.
But actually out of metal, but out of aluminium. So it's still metal.
Lighter.
But lighter, yeah. So he went and he learned all these techniques and then he came back and was like, that guy was amazing. He made all the weapons and armor on Lord of the Rings, you know, and now I'm going to use the techniques he.
But you can tell that's the thing on Lord of the Rings. You can tell it's been done, properly.
Actually,
inverted commas,
yeah,
like as they probably would have at the time, using the same methods to a certain extent.
But it was amazing. Like he made a. We watched him make Excalibur. Out of aluminium.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like he's not.
Why have you not told me about this before, John?
I didn't think you care.
I do care. Look at me, I'm caring.
Well, it's delightful. I have to show it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all over it.
So I mean, they did he's got a Wookiee. He made a whole suit of armor.
Yeah.
Like a kind of King Arthur.
I'm gonna while we're talking now, I'm gonna subscribe to him on the YouTube whilst we're talking on this podcast.
Well, that's awkward.
This is what it's come to.
See, this is what we're doing. We're actually just selling other people's hard work here.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Tested is great. So much movie prop stuff. I mean, like the Weta Workshop stuff. They did the practical special effects for the new Ghost in the Shell movie.
Oh, yeah.
So they went down and they did a whole video touring all the props and like they'd made like these great big mechanical geisha women. So
this is the new one.
The new one. Yeah.
New one.
So like it's like, and we had to make a mechanical. So it looks like a woman, and then the face kind of opens. There's like a skull underneath it and stuff. And
cool!
It's great. Like,
awesome.
It's all practical.
I'm now subscribed.
It's addictive.
I'm now subscribed.
Love it to bits.
I'm all over it.
So, I mean, we've just spent a bit of time selling other people's podcasts.
What else can we sell? Should we sell something of ours? You've been doing very well on Kickstarter.
Oh, thank you.
There you
It's
go.
very
That
kind.
was good, wasn't it?
Thank you for backing it.
No, my pleasure. I think I have backed it. Yeah, I have.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, I'm sure. I
Sure,
have.
so. I gave you your copy of Man-Made God as well.
Yes, you did. I haven't read it yet. It's
No.
on the sofa.
That's fine.
I put it on the sofa last night, and it's going to be my little read whilst in the lounge book.
You can say it. It's going to be your toilet.
It's
Read.
going to be my toilet book.
Yeah, that's fine.
Big time. I'm all over it.
I feel flattered to be close to you at such a vulnerable time.
Yeah, and how? I feel very vulnerable.
I need to light a few candles and
Yeah, I need to something to take the edge off.
when I wake
Tell you what, I'll be in the afterlife at this rate.
when I regain consciousness on the floor, the first thing I want to see is a quality.
And when I'm surrounded by all the ambulance crew,
the
I want them to know that I'm reading Afterlife
the
Inc.
fire brigade.
Yeah. There's like an axe coming through the door.
What are those, sir? They're the jaws of life.
Yeah.
I'm so
This is
sorry.
Jack Fortune.
But no, I gotta say, like, possibly the most luxurious position to be in is to be on Kickstarter and to forget you're on Kickstarter.
Yeah, well, you've not been. Well, you have been promoting it, but
Yeah.
not to the same extent as previous.
I've got to say,
campaigns.
like, because I think this is like, if you count like all the projects that I've done, all the projects that Nick has done, and all the projects we've done as a group, this is like our 8th Kickstarter or something like that.
Good work.
And I've got to say, I always, it's great to run and, it's great to get support and everything, but it's a very stressful period normally. And like, I feel guilty. I never like hawking it.
Yeah.
Because what you want to do, you want to be selling it to people who don't know you. That's the
rather
whole
than
point.
your mates, yeah.
You don't want to go to your mates and say, hey,
It's not
pay up.
It's not sponsorship for a marathon, is it? That's the
No,
difference.
that's the thing. And we were having a chat earlier about, like, I don't want people to support our work just because they like us. It's like, I don't want it to be like, oh, you guys are good.
I like you rather than your product.
Yeah, it's like, well,
you
look,
want them to like the product.
that's the thing. I'd rather be like, well, look, if you want the book, pledge for it. Like, you shouldn't feel obliged. But yeah, it's wonderful. So we launched a Kickstarter for the collected edition of the first year of our magazine.
Well, I've not read the
Extraversal.
magazine, so
Yeah, and it's been noted.
I know you keep bringing it up.
Yeah, you monster.
Well, I'm
But-
getting the big thing. Without me, you wouldn't have been successful in this Kickstarter, despite the fact it's at 250% or whatever it is.
No, 230% funded.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
pretty good.
Yeah.
it's impossible. Nobody can give more than 100% by definition. That is the most anybody can give.
It does feel good, I've got to say.
It's good, it's strong.
So yeah, and I think it was nice just to go in. We went in without expectations. We weren't asking for the moon. We tried to do it for like the lowest possible amount we could, and I think we were funded in 17 hours,
It's good, isn't
which
it?
is great.
Very good.
And yeah, it's wonderful. Like it's just nice, and we've said as much. Like we don't want to bombard people. We've
Yeah.
said, hey, just if you want to
Do it if you want.
go for it.
Well, I want a patch.
Yes, well,
There's a stretch goal, as
yes.
they call it.
Well, I mean, we're
As you call
only
it.
like 170 quid away from the
that's
stretch
good.
goal, I think.
That's
So
good. I want a patch.
it's entirely possible.
Yeah, I'm all over it. Well, I've just sewn a patch onto a t-shirt, or Liz has.
Oh.
Liz did it for me. Well, I was wearing it here the other day. I had my green t-shirt on. It had a little Yoda patch on it.
Oh, right.
That was sewn on by Liz.
Delightful.
Expertly, obviously, because you didn't notice.
I've been thinking about patches.
Patches are cool.
They are cool.
Patches are cool.
Just in general.
As long as you can sew them on properly, or know somebody who can.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're also giving away badges if people
Yes.
pledge for
I like a badge.
Mm.
Pin and a patch. That's all the rage now in these collector's boxes.
No,
Pin and
really?
a patch and bits. Well, I used to get Smuggler's Bounty, which is a Star Wars Funko box. You get a pin and a patch, and then bits. In these collector boxes, which I've been making for people recently. I've been making my own brand of collector's boxes.
Right.
Seriously.
Okay.
I made one for Liz, and I made one for our friend Larry.
It's not a collector box if there's only one.
There's two,
But they're going to different people.
with different things in them.
Again, I feel...
They're not collector's boxes, they
Oh,
are...
then they're gift boxes.
Alright, yeah, fine. Ray Toys Inc., a subsidiary of Ray Fossil Fuels Inc.
A caring company.
I'm Junior Vice President.
And this fruit juice was made by hippies and bottled by a soulless, faceless global conglomerate.
But made by hippies, we want to focus on that bit of it.
I think it's very kind of you. It's
Oh,
nice.
I know.
It's nice to do something for the little guy,
Yes, absolutely.
for once.
But they were all like the toys. I made a Boba Fett box for Larry.
Please be honest with me. Are they made up of all the crap you got from your other
No,
Funko
actually, they're
boxes?
not.
Oh my!
I've spent 90 quid doing these boxes.
Wow.
Yeah. Which right now feels like a mistake, but
I think that's actually.
it made me feel good to give.
I think it's
time.
actually a very nice gesture.
Yes.
You should be quite proud of yourself.
No, made Larry a little Boba Fett box.
Oh,
I handpicked all these various things for him.
does he like Boba Fett?
He loves Boba Fett.
Good.
Which is
Yeah.
just as well.
Yeah.
Lucked out there.
That's one. That's
And
my...
I got Liz one
thinking.
that had a Harry Potter model in it.
Oh,
It had a Hamilton necklace.
Alexander Hamilton.
Alexander Hamilton
Wow.
necklace. It had a Dirty Dancing t-shirt. And it had a... What was the other one?
I feel I'm learning a lot about Liz.
Yeah,
right now.
yeah. This is the thing she likes. And it had a Beauty and the Beast. It had the rose in Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah.
It was a little replica of that. Which is a nice little thing.
Was it you? Apologies if it wasn't. Who was telling me about the run on Primark because they had a limited edition
Oh, that... Yeah.
chip
Yes.
teacup.
Well, I got Liz one for Christmas, but it was from China.
Right.
It was from China.
Because you couldn't get hold of...
No, because Primark hadn't thought of it by then.
Oh.
I thought of it before Primark.
You're ahead of the curve.
So I got it for Liz way before it was in Primark. And it cost me a lot more than it would have getting it in Primark.
Well, clearly you're a good boyfriend.
There you go. Well, I try my best.
That's because you care.
Try my best. There you go. That's all I can say. That's all you can do at the end of the day.
She'll be here in...
She will. She's picking up Ali to go to play netball.
Yeah.
So...
Ali's convinced that Liz only asked her because she's tall.
No. It was actually
Oh.
my idea.
Oh,
I said, why don't you ask Ali? I said, why don't you ask Ali? Because she's always saying, oh, we don't get enough players and all that. I said, well, Ali likes doing fitness and all that. I said, why don't you ask her if she fancies it? So there you go.
Bringing people
And
together.
now she's playing. So I hope she doesn't injure herself. And then I'll be blamed.
We'll be blaming Liz.
Yeah.
And then you.
And then me. Well,
Yeah.
me first, probably.
No. I think it's nice bringing people together.
Absolutely, you got him.
Speaking of which, I need to and best manly duties.
Oh, yes.
I need to contact yourself, Holton,
Oh, God.
and Nick. Get your dimensions. I want to know.
Oh, okay.
I want to know your inner leg.
Well, God knows what my dimensions are.
But it's basically like what's.
I'm a very strangely proportioned individual.
I've been shopping with you before, oddly enough.
32 waist, 30 leg.
Yes,
Yeah, that's right.
that's
yeah,
the thing.
apparently. It's quite a niche thing. You usually have to buy them online.
Yeah, it's often the other way
These
around.
are from online. The ones I'm wearing now.
Very nice. No, what I would like to get some suits for
Very nice.
the best men.
Lovely. I'm all over it. I love
Yeah.
I love a suit. Me.
Like I say, I've done really well out of Nick and Ali's wedding.
I've got a free suit.
Well, yeah.
Nice.
I mean, like, what's weird is that they bought the best men a suit each. So you've got to sort out the shirt and the tie.
Yes.
But here's the jacket and trousers.
You're wearing different waistcoats.
Yeah,
that
yeah. No,
I
it's
was
really
thinking then. That's why I went.
no,
quiet.
it's really cool. Like, but so everyone has agreed. It's like this is they're like, oh, it's only a cheap suit, but it's really nice.
Well, there you go.
Like it's like a super like vivid blue,
Nice.
and I'm like, that's badass.
Bright colours.
That's
Everyone
really
likes bright
cool.
colours.
Yeah, they're quite bright. And then and then like we a member of Ali's family has made custom waistcoats for each of the
Nice,
best men, and
nice.
mine's like an orange.
Lovely.
They've picked like 4 colours.
4 bright colours.
Yeah,
Neon.
they are pretty neon. All of them
Is
are.
Nick's
like,
pink.
yeah,
Yeah, I thought.
yeah. It's got like super magenta, super blue, super green, and super orange.
Nice.
I'm super orange.
Lovely.
Big punch colours.
Did you choose orange?
I did.
You got the option.
Yeah.
Nice. That'll be good.
Yeah.
I'll be there. I'm at the wedding.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's going to be nice.
I'm going to be all over it.
It's not that far away now.
No, technically a month today.
Yeah,
If you consider there are only 30 days in September.
it's kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
I'm starting to.
You got your speech ready?
No.
Well, if it helps, I didn't have my speech ready for Ditchburns until literally 5 minutes before I went
No,
up.
I think that's fine.
I was still writing the speech, scribbling on my piece of paper.
Yeah.
5 minutes before I gave the speech.
I mean, like, not to be.
and it was excellent.
I've got to say, like, a lot of thought went into, when I thought, who am I going to make best man? You know, I got to say, your pedigree as a best man for
Thank
other
you.
people counted in your favour.
Thank you.
That's why you're the only one I told.
Yeah, that was brilliant. That's going in the speech.
Yeah.
That was classic. I can't believe... Oh, dear.
I don't know how that happened. I kind of blame you
Wasn't my
for
fault,
exposing my stupidity. I
Yeah.
could have got away with
Well,
it.
I suddenly thought, oh God, have I put my foot in it when the
Yeah.
inevitable came out?
No,
But it turned out, no, you had just forgotten.
ultimately this is my failing, but you brought it to light.
Well, you had assumed that they knew
Yeah,
when in fact they did not.
which is really weird. Like maybe I got confused in my head where I was like, I'm gonna tell them, and then somehow that changed into
I'm sure they know.
I've told them. Like they must know.
Because at the Not a Stag we went to, you
Yeah.
took all your John Guard, as
Yes.
we're calling it.
Yeah.
And you told everyone, oh, I want you all to be involved in the wedding. And I remember saying to you, so what are our actual jobs? He goes, oh, we'll talk about that another time.
This is the thing. Like Lucy kept saying that as well, and like, did you tell him? I'm like, no, we'll work that out later. But it's like
We literally spoke about the wedding for 30
but
seconds.
I thought
the whole weekend.
I thought it was going to be more like people are saying like, so am I looking after the tables? Like, is someone going like, am I kind of showing people to their seats? I'm like, oh no, that's pedantic. Don't worry about that.
No, it was the actual job titles we were after.
Well, you see, yeah, because that's the thing though. Like, I was trying to. Maybe I was over complicating it, but it's like I have like it's like circles within circles. You got like the people coming to the stag, then a smaller circle which is the honor guard,
Yeah.
and then a smaller circle which is the best men. And I didn't want people to in any way feel left out.
No, sure.
So I was like, the honor guard is the perfect way to get everyone included.
Yes.
And I don't know, maybe I was like, and then I'll talk to Rayman, Titch, and Nick in private.
Well, I rather arrogantly assumed I was best man because you told me
knew.
over a year
yeah,
ago.
Yeah, I told you like a year ago.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So that was fine.
you helped cover up the whole buying
It's
the
a
ring.
great
and-
cover up, that,
yeah,
wasn't it?
it's amazing.
We were talking. We were in a cafe. Do you remember we were in the Boston Tea Party, facing out the window, literally looking at the ring, and then Lucy walked past the window, and I went, "Quick, put it away!"
We were like, she was like, "What have you been doing?" It's like, "Oh, drinking."
Nothing. We've been at the pub talking about manly things.
We've been getting wasted.
May I interject?
Hello.
Because there is another side to this story that
Oh.
you may not have heard.
Did you see the ring?
No, but I was coming back from lunch with my sister,
Ah.
where we had literally been discussing that I might have just proposed to John on the 29th of February because he wasn't going to get round to it.
Really? I didn't
Yeah.
know that. Brilliant.
You knew you had you had me. The hooks were in.
The
Oh,
hooks.
love,
That's harsh,
eh?
John.
Oh,
That's
love.
harsh.
Well, on that note,
On that bombshell,
on that note of marital strife, shall we call it a day?
let's do that.
It's been
Yeah.
delightful.
Wonderful.
I've missed you, Rev.
Thanks so much. I've missed you
good to
since
talk more.
Monday when I last saw you.
Yeah.
I've missed our listeners.
Do you enjoy
That's
our?
who I've missed.
Do you enjoy?
I
the
like a
hipster
punk
beer?
IPA. I
It's
do
very
like
nice.
a punk IPA. 5.6. I didn't know that.
Wow.
Got a meeting tomorrow.
Yeah, I thought I was just happy to see you,
Oh,
but
well.
clearly I'm.
What
I'm
club are we
wasted.
going to?
Ooh, I had an idea for a character called Bipska here.
That's good. Yeah.
Attorney at law,
Okay. We should do Crime Hound.
Crime Hound.
We need to do.
We
we
should
need
do-
to actually do that.
We
one,
should do
don't we?
Crime Hound
Crime Hound will be excellent,
and Subterranean Lion.
Yeah.
his nemesis.
and it's like a really gritty case,
Well,
but a
don't-
comedy film.
Don't give him too much.
Well, Crime Hound's a detective.
Yeah, he's a crime fighting hound.
Yeah.
I think it's in the name, really.
Well, but a Crime Hound could be a robber.
Oh
You see,
no, he fights. Crime.
he's a detective.
He fights crime
We should write it.
and the forces of the Subterranean Lion.
Exactly. Let's get on that.
God damn it, I've forgotten about Crime Hound. We should do that.
Good night, Crime Hound.
Good night, Larry. Okay. Well, I guess on that astounding note, that's the end of an exceptional return to form
Oh, I'd say so.
with our podcast.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you've had a good time, Rev.
Wonderful time.
And I hope you enjoy checking out these new videos we've recommended.
I will. Literally as soon as we stop recording.
Delightful. Well, I guess I've been John.
I've been the other guy.
And until next time, you stay classy.
Crime Hound.